Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the instant boycott phone app called Veebs. Veebs is available on iPhone and on Android, and what it allows you to do is scan grocery store items while you're in the store, and within a couple of seconds, it instantly will give you a rating to let you know if it's made by a company that's really woke or not. This is important because Anheuser-Busch owns Bud Light, but they own 500 brands. Unilever owns Ben & Jerry's, but they own multiple brands across multiple categories. I'm not saying it's necessary to do this with every item, but it is a free app. And if you decide, you know what, I don't want to support anything that the owners of Ben & Jerry's make, this allows you to do it without keeping some sorts of crazy written lists or something that you'd have to bring with you to the store. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you. I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. It's great to see some of these free market alternatives coming up. Public Square is another one. Coming from the Daily Mail, Wokebusting app allows shoppers to scan grocery items so they don't buy from brands owned or run by bleeding heart liberals, like the Ben & Jerry's guys or the Anheuser-Busch people. And what's interesting is if you boycott products from companies that you don't support, that don't support your values, I think we're going to be surprised at how effective it actually is. If you think specifically about the Target boycott, when they saw they were getting in trouble with their stock, with customer pushback over their excessive Pride Month displays, they pulled back on almost all of the merchandise and all of the displays. So if companies come to understand that this just isn't going to fly with at least some number of millions of their customers, they do seem like they start to back off. A new app allows shoppers to scan items in grocery stores to check if the brand supports woke values. Veebs, a free app on the App Store, says it has the brands that align to your personal values settings and offers replacement suggestions for the ones that don't. A TikTok video advertising the new software shows a blonde woman in a floral dress saying, "The best way to fight against these woke brands is with our wallets. That's why I use the Veebs app when I do my grocery shopping." The app comes as the once popular beer company Bud Light continues to face a boycott for its April partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. In the video posted by Brie Teresi on Monday, she could be seen walking through the frozen section of a grocery store. At first, she picks up a Ben & Jerry's ice cream pint, which she scans with her phone. Quote, "Okay, this has a very poor rating, so we are definitely going to be putting this back," the influencer says. "But look at all the other ice creams in this store that have a great rating. We have Bluebell, we have Dryers, Tillamook, Blue Bunny, Halo, Top, even Baskin Robbins. So let's go pick up some ice cream that supports our values." What a great example. And it's just one pint of ice cream. I get it, it's not necessarily going to change the world, but why should you be giving money, business, prosperity to people that really do hate you and are trying to get rid of you any which way they can? You might as well buy from someone else. She then goes to pick up some tampons and finds that Tampax, which once also had an ad featuring Dylan Mulvaney, scored low on her values rating, but its rival Playtex had a higher score. Quote, "I'm so glad someone came up with this app," she says as the video ends. "It makes values-based shopping so simple." On the App Store, Veebs currently has a 4.4 out of 5-star rating, with one woman writing, quote, "I'm a conservative mama bear, and I've been looking for something like this for a few years now." I'm going to say this too. I see in my comments people reminding people, hey, look, don't forget Anheuser-Busch also makes this brand. It makes that brand. And I see links that people put in the comments trying to help each other out. Well, now we have a free iPhone app, a free Android app, Veebs. You may as well use it. They're not a sponsor of mine. I just love the idea of why not have one common source of information so we don't have to all reinvent the wheel? And it does let you choose what your values are, and it can adjust on how woke it is compared to what your value system is. There's another article on this. We'll talk about that in a minute. Quote, all I can say is bless you, Veebs, and to all the companies shoving their ideas on me and my family, bye. Another user also commented, I can't believe someone finally built this. The new app comes amid the conservative boycott of Bud Light, which has been struggling to regain its footing in American culture since its April partnership with Dylan Mulvaney sparked a decline in sales, costing its parent company, Anheuser-Busch, around $22 billion in market cap value to date. On all the professional finance sites, because I read most of them, we're saying, oh, this is no big deal, it's going to bounce back. It is still down billions and billions of dollars. And if people had this app back in April when this first started, it probably would have hurt Anheuser-Busch even more. At first, Bud Light's social media team retreated into the shadows following the backlash, but 2 months later, on June 22nd, the brand cautiously resumed posting more politically neutral and faceless ads. Their posts included pictures of Bud Light cans and cooler boxes glistening with water droplets and a photograph of a man's arm carrying a Bud Light bottle with part of his body visible in front of a bright blue sky. This week, it also shared a photograph of two women in shorts and sandals heading to the beach while carrying a 24-can crate of Bud Light on Twitter, alongside the caption, Summer Sunday made easy. Critics of the brand were quick to slam the ad, noting how the face of the foremost woman in the advertisement is obscured by the camera angle, while her outstretched arm hides the identity of her friend. Speaking about the actors, one person said, quote, completely understandable that they'd hide their faces from the shame of it all. Another shared the same sentiment, followed by 3 American flag emojis, adding, once again, no faces. This should tell you something. And still, nope. Several people even shared edited versions of the photograph to illustrate their distaste, including one man who made it look like the women were on their way to throw away the Bud Light crate. I saw another funny one where they were in a garbage dump behind them. Very clever. Now, Daily Mail actually did even more journalism, and I'm starting to love Daily Mail. They took the app and they went to work in a supermarket to see how it would work, identifying the woke brands. From the Daily Mail, want to make woke companies go broke? New app ranks how left-wing your favorite products secretly are, but would you use it for an everyday shopping trip? The saying go woke, go broke has entered common parlance in recent years, and now Americans have been offered the chance to easily avoid companies whose politics they find too progressive. Woke companies. An app called Veebs allows users to scan barcodes of products while shopping in supermarkets and provides instant information on whether the owners of the product have donned an activist cap to wade into controversial social issues. Are they woke or not? To judge the ideological standing of everyday items, Veeb's algorithm calculates a V-score from 1 to 100. The lower the score, the woker the company. The app is designed to appeal to both progressives and conservatives and can be tweaked to offer woke alternatives to a conservative brand or vice versa. So if you're a woke lunatic, you can get woke products only if that's what you really want. It doesn't seem like people do that. It seems like people do the opposite, but hey, if it works, it works. And it's great that it's flexible. That's what the free market is all about. Following its widely publicized launch this week, DailyMail.com took to the streets of Manhattan to look at the options available to residents in one of the most progressive cities on earth, where many residents proudly support contentious ideas like critical race theory and so-called gender-affirming care for children. After reviewing a range of products from hot sauce to furniture, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, unsurprisingly, came in with one of the worst scores with just 20, likely due to its relentless PR statements touting left-wing talking points. They include attacks on Israel and the U.S. for stealing Native American land, while refusing to give up the site of its own sprawling Vermont headquarters to the indigenous people it was once taken from. As culture war debates continue to plague everyday life in America, Veeb said it created the Socialist Busting app because political values have emerged as a new criteria for customers. Examples include Bud Light, which continues to deal with the backlash from hiring transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney for a TikTok promotion where the beer giant emblazoned Dylan's face on one of its iconic blue cans. To use the app, the camera on the smartphone becomes a barcode reader to determine which product is being reviewed, the same as a regular supermarket scanner. It then calculates a V-score within seconds, which can change in real time based on any ill-thought-out public statements or disastrous woke advertising a company may push. The app compares the V-score ranking to a financial credit score, including both objective and subjective information, to gauge how liberal a brand is. The score is based on public information available about the company, including financial reports, statements, press releases, interviews, ad campaigns, and social media. Veebs says it crams as much data as our servers can consume into the algorithm, which is also variable based on political preferences users can add to their profile. Among the preferences available for users to add include America First and social justice, which can color code scores to approve of woke-minded products like Ben & Jerry's. However, the app is not without flaws. The most notable is the relatively limited number of products that can be scanned, currently around 300,000 items. Most products tried out also seemingly landed around the middle of the spectrum, with favorite beverages like Vita Coco Coconut Water and Vitamin Water coming in at 62 and 40 respectively. And while Cliff protein bars were also given a middling score of 47, Cholula hot sauce was among the wokest products on the market, coming in with a V-score of just 27. Following the fervor over the app's launch, Veeb's CEO Chris Rhodes told DailyMail.com that his team were thrilled with the early enthusiasm. Quote, "We would look forward to even more people making informed decisions during their visits to the grocery store," he said, adding that he expects 500,000 items to be reviewable on the app by the end of the year. This early activity for the app just goes to show that people want to buy products based on their values, but they need it to be easy to do and to be where they are already shopping. He said the idea for the app was first conceived 2 years ago when the founder saw an opportunity to help people buy with their conscience. Rhodes said it became clear that despite culture wars issues gaining momentum, it seemed that information was not easily and conveniently available on where certain companies stood. But as we thought about the challenge, we realized that the foundational technology was there to empower people, and they were already shopping with their phones in their hands anyway, he concluded. Veebs claims on its website that it created its algorithm with as much data as our servers can consume, which comprises of public information available about a brand. It was a huge lift of data gathering and programming, but now here we are in a time that needs this type of tool, Rhodes said, feeling that the app has grown in importance since it was first conceived of in 2021 due to America's hostile politics. Quote, "We will remain independent of the companies we score and just generally want to be a more useful and trusted partner for consumers." The app's launch comes as debates over woke culture have continued to filter into everyday life, with marketing and advertising at the forefront. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Do you think it's a good idea that you'll be in a position, if you just download the free app, to see, is this a woke company or not? Or at least their judgment of it being a woke company or not. I can't keep track of all the brands that Unilever owns. I can't keep track of all the brands that Anheuser-Busch owns. And of course, it sounds like they don't have every brand, but I like this idea of empowering people, because us spending our money on the things that we want to support does make a difference. Target proved it. Let's expand on that. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.